in Venice. You proved that whatever these hellstorms are, they can be shut down. There's another one forming over a resistance black site in Sardinia. Our chief occultist, Ephraim Schweiger, is on the ground gathering data. But we just lost radio over the whole region. Get in there, secure Schweiger's intel, and then stop that hellstorm.
You're too late. Schweiger and his team have left for the base. He said they had to go immediately in order to prepare for the hellstorm.
Sure. It's not our fault. Boat was no good.
I tried to make him wait. I told him this whole place is swarming with dead. They'll eat you alive. But he wouldn't listen.
Hello and welcome back to Dead War. Last time we took out a hellstorm, and as the little cutscene said, we're now here in Sardinia taking out another one. Yeah, might as well take the grenades, don't have any perks, don't have anything there. I mean, that's not bad, but... Oh wait, still have my upgrade kit that I was gonna use. We'll go magazine and just max that out. Not a fan of full autoing. I could have upgraded my SMG, but This will be medkits? Yep. God, I love the environment. The team for the environmental design did a really good job. How are you alive? I don't remember if I've mentioned it, but this reminds me of, there's a tabletop wargaming game that is, there's been two versions. There's Dust Tactics, which I think is the current version, and then the older version was Dust 1947. And you could have zombies as part of your infantry. I know the Nazis got them. They also got...
Is there another way to base?
Schweiger's plan was to head in through a side path in the forest. There should be a trail for you to follow.
There was, werewolves. You could get, I think the Russians got like werebears. The Germans also had these like mutant Batmen. I'm trying to think what else. There was that, the werewolves, gorillas. That was pretty interesting. Intelligent gorilla infantry. All sorts of mechs and walkers and stuff. It's kind of like there's another wargaming thing, Conflict, which there's the Weird War stuff for it, and then there's the standard World War II stuff that you can supplement the standard stuff with the Weird War. But it's really cool. I think Dust also had... I want to say it was Dust and not Conflict, had the British got effectively robot infantry, and they would wield Lewis guns. It was really interesting. I just don't think any place near me carries them. And if I don't have anybody to play that with, it's kind of pointless. That's why I wish there would be a PC game of it. A good RTS. You know.
Suicider!
Build it like you would Company of Heroes or... Actually, yeah, Company of Heroes is probably the best option in how you build it out. I was gonna say like Iron Harvest, but Iron Harvest, as good as the game is, I think there's some big flaws with it. L1, that's the button I'm looking for. Yeah, that's just a game I really enjoy. I wish there was just more support for it and there was a PC game, because I would play that continually. And no bait. I don't feel like using it. The stomping reminded me of Dead Space, and as of recording this, EA is supposed to announce a new game from one of their existing IPs, and people are hoping it's Dead Space. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's gonna be a new Army of Two. Why do I think that? No reason whatsoever. I have literally no justification for that guess, but I assume because the studio that did... I think it was Volition that did Dead Space, and they're gone. To my memory, they are gone. And as such, you know, I just assume, oh, they'll just bring back something else. Especially because some of the guys who worked on it are working on another survival horror that is, and I can't believe I'm saying this, set in the PlayerUnknown's Battleground universe, is what I've been hearing, which the PUBG cinematic universe is probably the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. And the fact that that's how it is, at least to my knowledge, is just bizarre. Like, the game looks good, but all they have shown for that is a It's like an in-engine cinematic,
Heads on spikes. Not good sign.
which is doubly worthless. Honestly, I would take this as a good sign because that's a lot of zombies dealt with. Like, an awful lot. But what do I know? That said, an Army of Two sequel would be cool. I've been wanting one for years. My concern is that, given the trajectory those games were going, I wasn't even trying at that point. But just given how those games were going, I feel like a sequel might be crap. Now, if they went in the direction of, like, Payday, that would be interesting. You know, you don't get the standard, here's your main protagonists, but instead you are just a character, and you work for, you know, Transworld Operations, and you just go do merc jobs that are randomly genned. I mean, I would play it. That's what I've wanted for a long time. The aggro system I thought was really good, and honestly does not get enough respect for its design. The pimped out system, like pimping your guns and having them all gold and stuff, I thought was cool way back in the day before, you know, Call of Duty sat there and had to implement, you know, diamond, and there's a lot of severed heads in here. Like, wow, this is actually a lot. You know, before COD was like, we need diamond and royal and all this other crap, back when gold was the only thing. So a fully pimped out look was a unique concept. It has potential. Would I be disappointed if EA didn't announce it? Nah. I expect nothing, and I suspect I will still be disappointed. That said, I was expecting the Time Splitters announcement too. My god. Not gonna lie, some of the shooting in this, like, the aim assist is a little annoying when it just sticks to a torso. Or sometimes I'll shoot and they'll wiggle their head to the left or right just enough, or I shoot while their head is in the middle of the reticle and their head is still there and the bullet just kind of curves around it.
Bruno, no sign of Schweiger. Only dead. Do you hear from him?
I only have 6 shots left. I did not look at my ammo.
The base, it's been a radio silence.
Oh well.
Once you're closer, you'll be able to pick up their signal.
Ammo is running close. Out of ammo.
And then I heard rumors that id Software might be rebooting Quake now. Which I'm a bit disappointed, because now that they're under Microsoft, it's probably not going to come to PlayStation. And I just think exclusives are not good for the industry. I think they're very unhealthy for consoles and consumers, because they're just a gimmick to move consoles, even though consoles are loss leaders. And then the games never get... Realistically, they don't get the funding they deserve. Unless you are a Halo or a Gears of War or something that is very critical to that company. Just kind of a side thing. Nah, it's gonna get swept under the rug. If it does well, then it'll start getting good funding.
He's no more turret gunner.
My concern there, though, is I don't want them to turn Quake into just Doom, but with, you know, the Strogg. That's what I assume is gonna happen. We'll just go, oh, well, Doom did well, so clearly we can just copy Pastorino that entire system, right? Even when that rarely actually helps. I do wonder if they're going to be rebooting Quake from Quake 2 or from Quake 1. Because those who don't know, Quake 2 introduced the Strogg. That's when you got what became the later games. Except for 3 Arena, that's a completely different thing. But like Quake 2 and 4 had the Strogg. Quake 1, your enemy was Nyarlathotep. You know, the Lovecraftian monster. That's what it was. And you fought some kind of eldritch beings. It would be interesting, but also I have very little faith in them being able to do a good job with that. But that's the curse of just Lovecraftian horror. Lovecraftian horror works well in books and board games and stuff because a big piece of the horror is Lovecraft literally writing, "Oh God, it's so terrible, it's so horrifying, you can't imagine it, don't look at it, run away." But when you try to put that into a game, it either comes off as really cheap because you never see the monster, or you have to put a forum to it.
Must be inside.
Then you must follow. Schweiger and his team will be facing heavy resistance. The sooner you get there, the sooner you can give them some backup.
A turret. Now this will cause some chaos.
And just try... It goes against the whole nature of Lovecraftian horror. To be like, oh no, it's so horrible, here's the monster, please look at it, for the love of God, we spent so much of our budget designing it.
I'm just getting started.
You know what, let's just go all divine grenades. Another zombie head. I would not suggest boiling those for any sustenance whatsoever. But yeah, now I'm thinking, like, what other EA IPs are there that they haven't touched? God, that's such a cool design.
Have new plan. Destroy Halftrack, then the loot for Schweiger.
That Halftrack is so cool. Having the organic inside. That's the kind of stuff I'd expect in 40k from a Nurgle worshipper's vehicle. Oh god, I hear the screaming. Okay, it's just normal screaming.
Would you like to go again?
Oh, there's a turret guy. Okay, so its front end is vulnerable. Kinda weird, I would assume the back. Because what vehicle would put weak armor on the front? You still alive? Not anymore. Yeah, I'm just drawing a blank. I can't think of much for EA. Oh, upgrade kit, neat. But I can't think of much for EA that is something that I could imagine them feasibly replacing. Tellermine. Yes. I said Tellermine. Do I have to hit it and hold it? Okay. The problem here is the zombies are gonna get in the way. And if I keep them off it long enough, I should be fine. I hit his weapon. Can I get back to where my grenades are? Are they still here? Yes. Cool. Though I will say, I would like to see a new Dead Space. There were definitely some ideas presented for a Dead Space 4 that I think would be really cool. There was talk way back in the day of making it so players would end up traveling, like you would jump around to abandoned ships to scavenge for supplies. And I think that, combined with the weapon crafting system they started to introduce, would make for a really good game. Now, they can save it by not loading it with microtransactions. Because that is what helped kill Dead Space 3. I know a lot of people argue, oh, well, it's the multiplayer. I don't think the multiplayer aspect was what killed it. Genuinely, you can have scary experiences as two people. You just have to do it right, and I think trying to nickel and dime people for weapon parts really started to stand out in the game, and it's not an attractive thing. Nobody's ever gonna go, oh boy, I can't wait to spend, $9.95 on my pack of weapon parts. I sure wouldn't be eager. Hello there. Ah. Pick up artillery flare. That would have probably been useful, but I handled that half-track very well. God, look at all these tanks. I just want to explore to make sure I'm not missing anything. I don't think I am missing anything really, because the way this area is laid out, this all kind of functions as just a giant arena for the half-track. But going back to Dead Space, they could introduce... I like the idea of being just a survivor after, like, the Brethren moons wipe out Earth. I think it'd be really interesting. Players have to scavenge. I don't know if I'd go as far as, like, Tarkov difficulty. I've been on a kick with that, like... want that kind of difficulty for Stalker 2. I want stuff like that more because it's super hardcore. But I feel like it wouldn't lend itself well to Dead Space. But that said, I think you could do a pretty good difficulty increase. You could introduce, human survivors that are bandits. If they want to go really wild, you could introduce a lot of random elements when it comes to the ships, making it effectively a roguelike. You could have a lot of varying weapon parts, and even within, like, a weapon category, like, you get, like, a shotgun barrel, but then different rarities, or if you want to make it a little more reasonable, manufacturers, things like that. You could have a ton of variation and create a pretty... oh my god, I can run up a ramp? I'm gonna stop for a second. Okay. It can't be this stupid. It's a ramp. But I think there's a lot you could do. Do I think if they were to announce Dead Space, do I think they would that's what we would get? No. Not at all. Sure, give me 2 artillery flares. If something goes down, I am very much prepared.
Last door kaput. Not opening.
It seems you need to refuel the opening mechanism. Is there anything you could siphon hydraulic fluid from?
Need hydraulic fluid. Maybe I can fight it cracks.
I would wonder what necromorphs they keep and which they get rid of. Because that seems to be, I mean, that's always been a flaw of games over time, is that weapons come and go. Part because, you know, you need something new. You can't just... Thought I heard explodey boys. But you can't just continually, oh my god. You can't continually just show the same things and be like, hey, buy our game, the enemies don't change. So you gotta introduce new enemies. Which, I mean, you saw that with, for instance, Halo. How many enemies in Halo, or how many weapons in Halo, have come and gone for no reason? Summoning Shrine. Sure. Let's do it. I don't know what this is. I don't understand the significance of what I just did.
Suicidal!
Really, I can't go any further. Oh. Yeah, look at Halo, the Brute Plasma Rifle, their pistols, some of their vehicles. They just kind of come and go throughout the games. Which always irked me, because it never was fully explained as a good continuity thing. Which is a problem that kind of happened in Gears of War. They would kind of BS it, like, oh, these guys were in this game in the past, but they're not anymore because their entire kind got wiped out. And it works, but it always felt like a really cheap kind of excuse.
Suiciders approaching! Next time, huh?
God, I hate those so much. Completely disrupt my whole flow. I got a nice pattern of moving around, shoot and scoot. And then they have to run up, cause problems, make me have to drop everything and run. But whatever. I'm trying to think though, Dead Space never really had too much of an issue when it came to enemies and continuity. What was there was typically there. The only thing was maybe there were some like grayer, black-skinned versions that were like advanced necromorphs, if I remember. But that's the only unique thing that really stood out. Stuff like the... what is the Ubermorph? Or like the... I think it's the Regenerator? And stuff like that, they still managed to... They would kind of reintroduce, and it was always just kind of explained as it's an advanced version. So I want to say in 3, there was one with the unitologist tattoos on it. They would be a faction you could encounter, which would be interesting. Where is this commander? I really need to remember I don't need to reload after every like 3 shots. I have a 30 round magazine, I can be pretty generous. You dead? Yeah, you dead.
The doors, they open. Great success.
Very nice. Wah wah wee wah. Oh, the door closed. That's not what I was hoping for.
Armor giant!
Right through the eye. All according to plan. And there's more. Thought there was only the handful of you. Might as well grab my 7 bullets back, or actually my 37 bullets back. I'm worried these artillery flares are worthless now. And zombie? Oh, flamethrower. Yeah, sure.
This is a weapon.
Who am I to say no? Why were there all these zombies just cooped up in this tiny room with a blasted out tank in it?
Bruno, have found bodies. It's Schweiger's team. Not good.
And Schweiger, is he among them?
It's his team, but he's not one of the bodies. I keep looking, eh?
Hey, the safe room! Oof. I was kinda hoping for a higher score than that. But that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.